Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Confession, I'm late to the party on this one, but when I finally arrived at the party, I'm not leaving until the band stops playing. Many of you know the band Wild Adriatic. Well, I listened, and then I listened again, then I listened again, then I listened again, and I keep listening. It's an amazing, amazing trio. And joining me today is a drummer. This is Mateo Vosganian. So welcome. Very nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And yes, he is related to Chuck Vosganian from Rockmon Club. That's a whole other story. We're not even going anywhere near that one, Mateo. I'm not kidding. I hear influences in your music. Guy my age usually talks about influences in music. We've been around for a while. Amazing influences, but even more than that, just the ability and the tightness of this group is really pretty phenomenal. You're quite popular. You touring through Europe. You've been all over the United States. It's a rarity that you're even home, and they're here for a reason, which we'll get into in a second. But I have to ask you this. You know, when you, as a drummer, you know, so much revolves around the way you think and the way you hold it down and the way that you move through. And it gives everybody else sort of permission in the band to do things. You could have picked any kind of band to perform with. Why do you play the drums, and what made you take this course?
That's a great question. We've kind of developed into being who we are, together. And, Travis and I grew up together, playing music together. And sort of when we went on a different path to try to make music that we felt would last instead of the pop punk we were making when we were teenagers, we just kept developing it and finding all these new bands that we loved and all these influences that we had heard of from our parents and stuff, but didn't really dig into or understand. Yeah. And so that's been kind of the journey now, is like digging into all these crazy bands that we really didn't have. I've heard Immigrant Song my whole life, but right. To really dig into a Zeppelin catalog and then find other bands like Fish and stuff like that, where I'm just like, all of a sudden I'm like really into that music. And I don't know, it's just been a journey of us finding our own expression and figuring out how we can best play the music we want to play together.
Yeah, it comes down to this, and I've seen it so many times, Mateo. When you accomplish what you just described, the music speaks for itself. It doesn't sound contrived. It doesn't sound formula. It doesn't sound like it's a production first and a song second. Their music is so organic. It's really quite amazing to listen to. And on the surface, and again, simple sophistication is always the key in something like this. So all of a sudden I'm hearing something that has roots maybe in Zepp. It might have roots in Bad Company. I hear a lot of different influences. But the overall songwriting is so tight and so well developed that makes you completely original. It makes you completely unique. That's really quite an accomplishment.
Thank you very much. I like to think that we wear our influences on our sleeves, but don't sound like, you can't pinpoint, like that song sounds like a Zeppelin song, or that song, right. You get that a little bit in the riff sometimes, but really we try to develop a sound that's actually ours.
Well, you want to know something? Use the word riff. Guys my age refer to bands like riff bands. Once they lock into a riff, Led Zeppelin, then you just think to yourself, oh, nobody's ever going to crack out of this one. It's really unbelievable. You took a little side trip, which I think probably helped this life experience thing, right? You're out in L.A., you were working in television, I think. You were telling me, your dad was telling me.
Yep.
Decided that wasn't creative enough, wandered your way back here, and that's when Travis and you hooked up again, right?
Yeah.
After high school.
Yeah. I graduated college, moved out to LA, and just wanted to get a real job and start my real life. And I was still with all my friends from art school, and they were doing these crazy creative jobs, and everyone was excelling, and I felt like I'm just working a job. This was just because it's a job in TV doesn't mean I feel any more fulfilled than working at Sears when I worked there. So
Well, you know what? I could sort of attest to that firsthand from some of my friends. We call it the creative curse. It's one of those things where you try it, and if it's not working, you're cursed. You have to keep going until you find it. And like we were talking before, I mean, it does always work if you're true to your art. It does. I don't care what it is, whatever you decide to call your art. You guys are home for a reason. You're going to try something really unique. Queensbury Hotel. up in Glens Falls, downtown Glens Falls, affectionately referred to as the Q now, which is good.
Yes.
You're going to do something called the Summit, which
Yeah.
is coming up.
Yeah.
What's the brainchild behind this?
Well, I mean, it's our first annual festival. It's something I've been working on since we pretty much started touring. It's a way for us to carve out an event that's ours, and we can bring, the lineup is just friends. It's all friends that we've met on the road from all over the Northeast and from our hometown, and it's just something that we can do hopefully every year and bring to Glens Falls and grow with the city.
Look, this thing is quite an event, and I'm going to just name, we got Medelia, we got Let's Be Leonard, we've got Angels on the 4th, Ramblers Home, whoa, we've seen them on tracks, they're amazing. Last Days, also on tracks, amazing. Chestnut Grove, Sun Satellites, and of course, the very own Paradox Saints.
Yes.
Hey, Drew. Drew's in the back there. Guitarist, writer, founder for Paradox Saint, and they're going to be performing as well, right? This is ridiculous. It's like $25 for a weekend pass. All the events are going to happen, rain or shine, inside the ballroom or in Fenimore's, right? You're going to set up an acoustic stage?
Yeah, we're going to have a small acoustic stage in Fenimore's, a few bands a night, and then the big main stage will be full-on rock show, big production with my father actually doing the sound and lights. So
That's who's laughing in the background there. Vosganian. Who's coming in tomorrow? You coming in tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
That's it. Great. Okay, for more Rockman. He's doing sound?
Yep.
Oh, my God. This is... All right, it's September 29 and 30. That must be a Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. Okay, September 29, September 30. Here's how you get tickets. It's real easy. WildAdriatic.com and then /the Summit. And that's WILDADRIATIC. Adriatic.
Nice.
Like over in Italy.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
how about
like over
that?
in
Just
Italy.
like over in Italy. Nothing gets by me. All right, Mateo, it's a real pleasure to meet you.
Thank
really
you so
nice
much
to
for
have
having
you
me,
in.
Jesse.
And follow that creative curse. You guys have it by the short hair. It's a good one.
Will do.
Okay, September 29 and 30, right at the Queensbury Hotel. Get to that website, get tickets, and have a ball in the ballroom. All right, good to see you.
Thanks, brother.
See this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.